Alrighty, guys, we are live. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. Two cases that have caught my eye over the last few weeks, Ellen Greenberg and Rachel Morin. We've covered that in the members only, in the members meetings, and in some of these public live streams as well. Those will be the cases up for discussion today. Now, if you feel like calling in at any point, you have the option to call in with your phone, 928-476-0112, or you can click the link and you can join me live. All I ask is that you call in. The first half, we're going to be talking about Rachel Morin. If you call in, stay on that topic. And the second half of the show, we'll be discussing Ellen Greenberg. Good to see you, Wanda. Good to see you, Anthony. Beach Fairy, hello. CJK. Miss CD Isaacs. Okay, now how many of you are not familiar with these cases? Go ahead and punch in a 1 if you are not familiar. That way I can gauge how much information we need to go over. Hiawatha, how's it going? Outside of the grid, what's up? Good to see you, Angelina. Thank you. Appreciate the comment. Thanks for stopping by. What's up, Willow? R Whip, you are not familiar with these two cases. Hey, Jill. Brad is not. Lori says not. Marble says kind of. Okay. Okay, so I'm using a new system here. So if you do feel like calling in, everything's online. So I might need you to walk through a couple tests just at first, just to make sure everybody can hear us. But you don't have to call in if you don't want to. Either way, we're going to talk about these cases and hang out. Diana, welcome. Marbles, Lori. Do not know the Ellen case. What's going on, CJK? Yeah, Rachel Morin is much more recent. What's going on, Anthony? Okay, so the majority of you are not familiar with these cases, and if you are, it's one or the other. Thank you for participating in that. Okay, good. We're going to get into it, Katie. Just get ready for a mind freeze. You might get that brain shock, especially with the Ellen Greenberg case. Beach Fairy says, the uncle being former assistant U.S. attorney, law clerk for a judge himself, chairman of Judicial Conduct Board, and one of two people Ellen's fiance called before police that night. Yeah, there's definitely somebody's got their hand in this case. I mean, how can so many professionals just look the other way? And we're going to get into that. But first, here on the left in the brown folder, we're going to discuss the Rachel Morin case. Welcome, Angelina Dawn. We have a new member. Don't forget, every Wednesday we get together. We'll start members' choice come Monday. Keep your eyes peeled on the community page. What's up, Cheeks? All right, Cheeks. What do you know about these cases? Beach says, I'm surprised they haven't caught Rachel Morin's killer, yet after we saw that footage, I was expecting to see him caught quickly. Well, they have his DNA, and I'm sure that's why they think he's Hispanic. And recently, they've been appealing to the Hispanic community, in particular, the Spanish speaking community. Why do they assume that he's Spanish speaking? I'm Hispanic. I don't speak Spanish. What's up, Sassy? Our whip, is this where she was stabbed and they called it a suicide, or am I mixed up? That's the one. Yep, she was stabbed through the chest and through the back of the neck. Good to see you, Sassy. Welcome. Angelina's a remember. Welcome back. Hey, Cynthia. Good to see you. Oh, it's very suspicious. I'm telling you right now, you're going to get a headache from it. You've been warned. Hiawatha says, I know the son of a bitch that killed Rachel is probably in Mexico by now. DNA tells them everything except where he is. Yeah, but why do they think he's Spanish speaking? Or did they just want to make sure that, hey, since he is Hispanic, there's a high likelihood that he is Spanish speaking? Because it seems like it was more, I think, some attorneys that made that decision, not so much law enforcement. Beach says maybe the young girl had a prolonged interaction with him and heard him speak. That makes sense. An accent. Maybe even talking in Spanish. Yes, our whip. In the back of the neck. Yep, found her with the locked door busted open. There she was, according to him. We have the 911 call as well. We'll listen to that. Very sus. The full 911 call. Yeah, good to see you, Sassy. Miss Dog Lover, what's up? Welcome. How you doing? Oh yeah, the most frustrating case probably I've ever seen, especially looking at the family. And the reason we're bringing this case up, both of these cases were recently in the news. Yeah, I made short videos on both of these yesterday, I believe. Make sure you guys go check those out. We might take a look at those. I don't know yet. Don't have a whole lot of time yet. Diane, hello. Diana, hello. That LA neighborhood was somewhat Hispanic, and yes, that young victim may know his language. That's a good point. That could have been the language that they communicated in. Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, I could understand cutting your wrists or maybe even your throat or maybe one like falling on it, like samurai style. But I mean, just multiple stab wounds like that's very strange. Yeah, we're going to listen to that 911 call as well. But since you guys aren't too familiar with these cases, let's watch some of these mainstream or local reports and then we'll get into it. Okay. This, I believe, is the presser. Let's watch
just
some
want
of
to
this.
apologize for the rescheduling. We had a lead come in at 3 o'clock that we needed to run down before we did this press conference. As of right now,
Rachel
that
Morin.
lead hasn't panned out for us, but we're still out there investigating it. So that's why we had to postpone this press conference. So first off, I just want to start off by saying thank you for coming out tonight. I am Colonel William Davis, Chief Deputy of the Harford County Sheriff's Office. I know this briefing comes in late in the day, but last night we received critical pieces of information, and our detectives have been working throughout the night and today, running down our new leads. Once the new evidence came to light, Sheriff Gaylor was adamant that we needed to inform our community as soon as possible, and that's why we're here tonight.
Okay, so let's take a look at that evidence he's referring to. And here's some pictures of Rachel. That one's from her Facebook. And that is her boyfriend, I believe. He's not mentioned a whole lot. Here, let's watch one more report before we show images of the suspect here. Give you a little bit more background. This is a report on the guy who actually found her. Let's watch that one.
I had never walked it myself.
For Michael Gabrzeski,
I told my stepdaughter, I said, look, it's not going to be laying out in the open.
the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air, uncharted territory.
I said, she's going to be tucked away somewhere.
But the former National Park search and rescue officer has extensive experience tracking down missing people.
So basically, it's my passion to bring closure to that family by bringing her back and not having them wonder what happened.
Following reports, 37-year-old Rachel Morin left for a walk and never returned, Gabrzeski and his stepdaughter taking off on a search rooted on instinct.
I just kept seeing tunnels in my mind. I don't know why, but I just kept seeing tunnels.
He's like, I'm psychic. That's what he's saying.
Law
He's like, I'm
enforcement
psychic.
swarming the area for almost a full day. Gabrzeski's stepdaughter locating the body in about an hour. The deadly discovery.
Once we got down there and I started seeing them tunnels, I started getting goosebumps.
Made in a tunnel drain, not far from the trail's main entrance.
I saw a terrible mess.
Gabrzeski's visions meeting the reality of a gruesome scene.
There's not going to be an open casket, I can guarantee you that.
He says Morin's body found in a pool of blood, suffering severe head trauma, an injury he believes could be the result of a rock.
My daughter said that there was a big rock down there that was all caked in blood.
I understand many of you want answers, and we do too.
The latest update from the Harford County Sheriff's Department declining to mention how Morin died and not yet naming a suspect. This is Morin's boyfriend quickly taking to social media, proclaiming his innocence, Richard Tobin writing, quote, "I love Rachel. I would never do anything to her. Let the family
Yeah,
and
he's
I
not a
grieve."
suspect
I
at
mean,
all.
it could have been his way of grieving, but it's not about you. It's about her. It's about bringing her home as somebody's mother, somebody's daughter. She left behind 5 children.
Whoever the killer is, Gabrzeski convinced it's
Dude's
someone
gnarly.
with close ties to the victim.
Because it's too personal. If somebody were just to do a thrill kill, it wouldn't be as brutal.
Yeah, he does have a point there, but not always, not always. Sometimes they're just brutal. Yeah, in the other case, Anthony, not this case, but the other case, yes. And we're going to save that one for last because there's more information, more pieces of information to go over on that one. Okay, so that's pretty much the background story. I think this is an image of the crime scene right here. So when you hear them talk about tunnels, and I believe this is the road, the main highway back here. So, let's see what else. So you can kind of see the trail right here. And she started way over here and made it all the way to the back. And you can actually go under the highway and the trail continues. But she was found right in this area here. And you can kind of see how the trail kind of turns right here. This actually would make a good ambush point if somebody was kind of stalking her and was familiar with the trail. So if he's stalking her from behind, he knows that eventually she's going to whip right back and come directly towards him, and he can cut right through those woods. Miss Doglover's asking, I don't understand how Rachel's killer hasn't been found. Well, they have his DNA. That means it most likely isn't in the database. But they did get a hit from another crime scene in Los Angeles, California, which is huge. And this is right by where she was found. What's up, Betty? Betty damn boop. Yeah, very strange. Yeah, this one's international, I guess. What is up, Mama Styles? Let's take a look at the trailhead. So this is where her vehicle was found. She most likely parked right here. It's the beginning of the trail. Only thing that really stood out to me were these apartments. You know, somebody could have been watching her parking there on their way home, leaving home, maybe up there in those windows there. But I believe this is where her vehicle was found. Is anybody going to CrimeCon? No, I'm not going. I'm not sure about anybody else. Yeah, the recent what was his name? Cavalcante? Apparently he was on his way to Canada. Yeah, that's how I remember it. I think the people who found Rachel may have divulged a little too much information to the public, more than investigators hoped for. Oh, looks like we have a sponsor for today's live stream. Thank you, Cindy. What is up, Lay Sleuth? The ayahuasca. I haven't dabbled, but sounds fun. Yeah, you got to just spread it. So I think whoever killed her is familiar with the trail. Maybe they were just temporarily living in those apartments, maybe. If you walk the trail and go under the highway, there's apartments right there too. So maybe he had a buddy and he was walking to and from. Crime of opportunity. Because he's a suspect in a home invasion assault on a young female. So he's obviously extremely dangerous and volatile. So he could have been walking through knowing that nobody's going to be around. Crime of opportunity. But why the brutality? Let's watch the most recent report I could find on Rachel Morin, and then we'll go over the most recent evidence.
Not giving up their fight to get justice. Since investigators believe the suspect in this case is Latino, they've now launched a new digital campaign in Spanish trying to bring tips in about the crime. This is a story, as you know, WJZ has been staying on from the very beginning. Jessica Albert spoke with Rachel's sister tonight about this latest tactic, desperate to try and crack the case.
Rachel Morin's family tells me that they decided to start this digital campaign in Spanish after they learned there were members of the Latino community here in Harford County who didn't know about Rachel's case.
One tip would help to find this guy, put a face and a name so that he is easier to be found.
It's been 5 weeks and still no answers for Rachel Morin's family, desperate to find her killer. WJZ spoke with Rachel's older sister, Rebecca.
He has to know somebody in the area.
Harford County
GP says, have they done DNA on the boyfriend? I believe they have.
Detectives believe the suspect is Latino. Because of this, Rachel's family, with the help of their attorneys, have placed ads with photos of the suspect on about 30 websites geared toward people who speak Spanish. Their goal is to bridge any communication gap that might keep someone from IDing the killer.
Hopefully they see something that maybe they don't see on traditional media or that they're not seeing on English-speaking channels or other type of social media.
The digital campaign will appear on the websites when they're viewed in Harford County or Los Angeles. Morin's family is hoping this will be what finally breaks the case.
Not having answers, not having somebody in custody, not even having a face or a name. It's like we're stuck.
Rachel's family will be back out here on the Monpaw Trail at 3 p.m. on Saturday to pass out flyers. They're asking anyone who would like to help to join them, especially those who speak Spanish.
And the link for that, for Spanish-speaking viewers, is in the link. So if you want to go spread that around or show that or post that, feel free. It's right there in the link for you guys. Okay. So this was captured at the home of the victim there in Los Angeles, California. Looks like this is what, like a Ring camera, maybe. Now they have his DNA. And he appears to be engaging in a conversation here before he leaves. So I'm not sure what that was all about. Hiawatha says, I think he may be a traveling migrant worker. That could explain the distance, you know. What is the explanation for him being in Los Angeles, California, and then being on the other side of the country to commit this crime? Work, migrant, traveling with the work could be a good explanation. Yeah, they don't seem too interested in the boyfriend. But we know in other cases that we've recently covered, maybe a worker could have, somebody who owns a business could have hired one of their workers to commit the crime. That does happen. This is a sketch that I did. I don't think it could hurt. It's basically what I see. It's kind of weird ear, scar, or bad haircut, large nostril, maybe a very short mustache here, short forehead. It's more of a two head. From my understanding, no. There are rumors that she was dating or participating in online dating. I don't know if that's true or not. But I also know that hiking is a good way to meet somebody. It's like a good first date idea. Oh, you want to go for a hike midday? Lots of people around. So maybe they met up and he just got real creepy real fast. Just a theory, of course. That was his victim. GP says, I still don't understand that one who is closing the door. Whose arm is that? I'm assuming that's his victim. I'm sure after he attacked her, he tried to, he probably said something, oh, like you deserved it, or, I didn't mean anything by it. And I'm just going to kind of casually stroll on out of here. For her own safety, she's like, okay, yeah, go, yeah, let's walk out this way. Yeah, it's very odd, that whole situation. Yeah, I think that's the victim, Beach Fairy. Pretty sure. Unless somebody woke up and caught them. Ooh, my camera's spazzing out. There it goes. Yeah, somebody knows that back. There's a mother out there, there's a girlfriend, there's a teammate, there's something. Somebody knows. Yeah, she's a minor. They're definitely going to protect her, which is good. Carney? Oh, you mean like for the carnivals? Yeah, could be that as well. Oh, did you grab some of those? Yeah, they're nice. I'm going to get some. Yeah, we got them at the merch shop. Yeah, I love Texas Hold'em. It's my game. That and dominoes. I don't mess with spades. I don't do spades. I never have. And I don't really mess with blackjack. Oh, that's horrible. Damn, that's scary, Angelina. Sorry to hear that. Yep. That's the haircut, dude. And he's got a really small forehead. And either it's a really, really bad haircut or he actually has some type of a scar, maybe. So let me pull the original up. Seriously, Miss Dog Lover, who's responsible for that? Thanks, Diana. I don't know, sees through. I don't know if any local barber is going to claim responsibility for that. They're going to be like, nope, that wasn't me. Yeah, I think he is wearing a gold chain or a necklace. Yeah, I apologize. These images aren't very good. But I tried to play the video, and I think last time they hit me, like the sheriff's office hit me with like a copyright strike or something. It's like, what the freak? Yep, just like Richard Allen, somebody was covering for him. All right, guys, we're pretty much at the halfway point. So we're going to hang out in the chat here for probably another 5 minutes, and then we're going to get on to the next case. And if you're part of the replay, just let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget, if you have Spanish-speaking relatives, family members, friends, you can share the link on Facebook, on your YouTube channel, whatever, but the link is in the description. Diana says, yes, it's the victim. I assume her parents were not home at the time. She's playing her cards right, made nice, and got rid of him. Looked what he did to Rachel. Yeah, she could have sensed the danger. She's like, I'm going to do whatever he says, and I'm going to somehow get out of this alive. Yeah, Cindy. And I don't know if he came in through the front door. Maybe he came in through the back or a window or something, and she's like walking him out the front. Yeah, it is terrible. And I guarantee she tried to fight him, He probably just tried to attack her. And it could have been something like an online date. I hope they have access to those records. Hopefully they're pulling the digital forensics, getting a list of people she was communicating with on these dating sites. See if there is anybody that might match this description. Yeah, they call it a home invasion. Yeah, he's got some pretty funky ears. And if you follow the ears up, he may have a scar here. Yeah, possibly cauliflower. I wish the video was just a little bit clearer, but it's not that clear. And he's just so close to the light. That doesn't help either. Yeah, that looks like a haircut somebody did at home. Yeah, who is he? Let's figure that out first. And where is he? Thanks, Angelina. I appreciate that. So we have 2 sponsors today. Thank you, guys. Cindy Lean and Angelina Dawn. And we got Angelina back in members, and we'll see her Wednesday. Thank you, Jari. If there's anything you want to add, any members want to hit me up, or anybody has a question, Jari just posted my email. Thank you. Yeah, Anna, how you doing? Maybe that isn't a scar. Maybe where his barber cut a little further up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The light could be playing some tricks. So the video could be better, and that light is causing a lot of problems. I don't know. I doubt it. If they knew his name, they'd be posting that everywhere. All right, guys. That was the Rachel Morin case. They're actively looking for that person. They believe he is a Hispanic male. I believe around 5'9", 160 pounds. And if you are Spanish speaking, there is a link. Here, let me see if I can pull that up. Well, it's there. But if you guys want to share that link there, it's basically the flyer, explains everything that's going on with the case, the image of the suspect, and basically giving, I think a number and a website, if you have a tip. That'll be directed at the Hispanic community. All right, guys, we are going to move on. Now, how many of you are not familiar with the Ellen Greenberg case? Let me see a 1 in the chat. That is Ellen there. We've covered it in members and briefly in some other live streams. Very peculiar case here. Hey, Lynn. Yeah, send it in. I mean, what could it hurt? Good to see you, Lynn. Yeah, he seems very nimble. Ooh, you're going to CrimeCon. Take some photos and share them with us. Yeah, he's very comfortable. He's a very cocky dude. Tying them together, Beach. Thank you, Miss Dog Lover. Yeah, hit that like button. It's only a click away. Anna says Rachel went to the gym down in Texas 8 years ago. Missy Beavers went to the gym and taught fitness. Unlikely the cases could be connected, but Rachel reminds me of Missy. That's a good point. It's another strange case. All right, the results are in. So return the diamonds. What is up? Not familiar. Katie says not familiar. Miss Dog Lover, not familiar. Come on, our whip. You got 5 minutes to spare. This is a crazy case. And her family's like trying desperately to get this overruled from a suicide to a homicide. And I'm going to show you why. And it's almost insane that they're having so much resistance. It's almost obvious. I just don't quite see what these quote unquote professionals are seeing with this case that I can't see myself. All right, Angelina. See, we're going to do a follow-up on that beach ferry. I haven't had an opportunity to go down that rabbit hole yet, his connections. Anthony says, this 911 call from her boyfriend sounds suspect to me. We're going to listen to that here in a minute. Yeah, maybe we'll listen to that first. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear this. Can or cannot hear this.
Everything out. I just walked to my apartment. My fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere.
What is the address?
4601 Flat Rock Road. Please come help now.
4601
Flat Rock Road.
Is it the house or apartment?
Oh no! Oh no! It's an apartment.
What apartment number?
Please hurry, please.
Fiance.
Bleeding from?
I don't know. I can't tell.
No. So you have to calm yourself down in order to get you some help.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm looking at her right now. I can't see anything. There's nothing broken. She's bleeding. Ellie.
You don't know where she's bleeding from? Can't see
Ellie.
where the blood's coming from?
I think her head. I think she hit her head, I think. But it's everywhere.
Okay,
it's everywhere.
Think she might have fallen? Do you know what happened?
She may have slipped. There's blood on the table. Her face is a little purple.
Okay, hold on for rescue for her. Stay on the phone.
Yeah, he does.
Philadelphia Fire Department 842. What's the address? No,
4601 Flat Rock Road. Please hurry.
4601 Flat Rock?
Yes.
What's wrong?
I went downstairs to go work out. I came back up. The door was latched. My fiance's inside. She wasn't answering. So after about a half hour, I decided to break it down. I see her now just on the floor with blood. Like she's not responding.
Okay, is she breathing? Look at her chest. I need you to calm down, and I need you to look at her chest. It's really.
I really don't think she is.
Listen to me. Someone's on the way. Look at her chest. Is she flat on her back?
She's on her back. So
look at her chest and tell me if it's going up and down, up and down.
I don't see her moving.
Okay, do you know how to do CPR?
I don't.
Okay, I can tell you what to do, okay, until they get there. I want you to keep her flat on her
God.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, okay.
Are you willing to do CPR with me over the phone until they get there?
I have to, right?
Okay, so get her flat on her back.
Did you hear what he said there? She said, okay, I'm going to need you to do CPR. He's all, you know how to do CPR? Are you willing to do CPR? He goes, I have to, right? Like, who the hell says that about somebody that they could possibly save?
Hi, okay.
Are you willing to do CPR with me over the phone so they can...
I have to, right?
Okay, so get her flat on her back, bare her chest, okay? You want to rip her shirt off. Okay? You kneel down by her side.
Oh, my God. Ellie, please.
Listen, you can't freak out, sir, because you...
Okay, I'm trying not. Her shirt won't come off. It's a zipper. Oh, my God. She stabbed herself.
Where?
She fell in a knife. Oh, no, her knife's sticking out.
Her what?
There's a knife sticking out of her heart.
Oh, she stabbed herself?
I guess so. I don't know where she fell on it. I don't know.
Okay, well, don't touch it.
Okay, so I just let her here now. I mean, what do I do?
No, I mean, you can't. If the knife is at her chest, it's going to be kind of hard for you to do CPR at this time.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Police, which operator?
277.
Is someone coming here?
Yes, they are. You said 4601 Flat Rock, right?
Yes.
Okay, someone's on the way. And the knife is still inside?
Wait, your what?
The knife is still inside of her?
Yes, I didn't take it out.
Was it her chest or what area did
It's in her chest. It's like it looks like it's right in her heart.
Thanks again.
Okay, someone's on the way out there. Okay,
And
just
we'll
get
see
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How old is she?
27.
27. And there's no sign of life at all? I don't. To her arm.
No, please don't. What?
Then turn to her arm and tell me if she responds to pain.
Ellie. It's not her arm. Her hands are still warm. I don't know if that means whatever. I mean,
I know, but you can't. And the knife is still inside of her. How far? Can you see how far it went in?
it looks pretty deep.
Okay.
It looks pretty. It's a long night.
Don't touch anything. Yeah, don't touch anything. Okay.
I don't touch anything. I can't believe this stuff.
So wait, it was just you there with her?
We're the only ones here.
And she ran in the door. You said latched it shut?
No. I went downstairs to work out. And when I came back up, the door was latched. And, it wasn't like it was locked on the inside. And I'm yelling.
Was your house broken into?
No.
So there's no sign of a break-in?
No sign of a break-in at all. There will be when you get the glass, but.
Okay, 4601 Flat Rock, and this is a house, right?
All right. What do you guys think about that call? Shock or guilt? And if he is guilty, I think it was very smart of him to break that latch. And if he did break the latch, how? How could he have broken that latch? How does he get out? Here's the apartments right here. So how does he get out? How does he commit the crime? Get into that hallway with that door latched? Or is there a trick he could have done? Because I think that might have played a huge role. Or could he have broken it from the inside? Just yanking it. Or did he break it after she locked him out and they got into an altercation? He breaks the door in, commits the murder, and just simply says, "Hey, I broke it to get in. I was worried I was afraid." Yeah, he's not a good actor. When they told him that he needs to touch her, it was almost as if he's like, almost like he couldn't bring himself to do it. And even repeating this story was like extremely exhausting for him. Like he could barely keep it up. At times at the end of the sentence, he would lose character. Like, oh, I got to touch her. I just cleaned up everything and I just covered up my tracks. Now you want me to go and touch her? If he really cared about her, he would have already touched her. He would have already seen that there was a knife in her chest. He would have already been giving her CPR. He wouldn't say, "Oh, I guess I have to now, right? I'm kind of on the spot here." Like, no, you would want to. So that part was a little suspicious. Yeah, he did know the knife. Okay, let's go into the most recent news here.
Help! I need everything now. I just walked to my apartment. My fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere. I went downstairs to go work out. I came back up. The door was latched. My fiance's inside. She wasn't answering. So after about a half hour, I decided to break it down. I see her now just on the floor with blood. Like she's not responding.
Let's go back a little bit. Apparently, he just didn't run up there.
These are the parents of Ellen.
Break down the door and go in. He came up to the door. He was there on the phone for maybe 45 minutes. So he's not really making an effort if somebody's on the other side of the door to bring them aid, is he?
How do you know that?
I'm going to refer that question to Mr. Brennan and to Mr. Pedroza.
Part, if not all, of the emergency call was conducted from the hallway.
He was seen pacing in the hall.
Willow.
You look at the 911 call, you look at the scene, it just doesn't jive. He had those lines practiced before he made entry into the apartment.
I think that Sam had a lot of it memorized of what he was supposed to be doing at the time. He went downstairs to the gym, he came back upstairs, the door was latched, he said it twice. So I think it seemed rehearsed. I didn't think it seemed genuine at all.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
how
was
it seems
you
to
there
me,
with her?
rehearsed.
We're the only ones here.
Then Lance
Like,
did
listen
shut.
to
No,
him.
I went downstairs to work out, and when I came back up, the door was latched. Like it was, it wasn't like it was, it was like locked from the inside.
Well, was your house
yelling and
broken into?
No.
So there's no sign of a break-in?
No sign of a break-in at all. I mean, there will be when you get here because I had to break the latch, but
Crazy.
to get in.
So it was overturned. No matter what her family does, she cannot get it overturned. Now let's look at some of the evidence here. I think we should start with that latch. I think this was pivotal in making his story believable. But at the same time, couldn't he have just broken the latch prior to committing a murder? Man, this one smells of corruption for real. We're gonna do a part 2 on this. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole. See if we can find a source of the cover up here. This was the kitchen. And I believe a third-party pathologist said that there was no hemorrhaging, which means that she was already dead before she was stabbed. So there's another mystery there. So I don't know if she hit her head. Maybe he pushed her and freaked out. This is such a mystery. I mean, there's just no explanation to what happened here. Let's take a look here. Okay. So they're trying to say that she was responsible for all of these wounds. And there's some of these that go all the way into her spinal cord and some that go through her chest and pierce her heart. I don't understand that. And while this is going on, there's no hemorrhaging. No blood, really. I think 24 stab wounds. And this is all the blood they had at the crime scene. Yeah, I think he might be guilty as well. All I know is that her family needs a lot of help. They need somebody maybe federally to come in here. Okay, now tell me how you do this to yourself. Yeah, so he's saying, the boyfriend's saying he went down to go work out, and when he came back upstairs, it was latched. So he's like, he couldn't get in. He couldn't get in to save her. He couldn't get in to really, know the scope of the situation. And then once he wasn't getting a response after 30 minutes, then he decided to break the latch. Okay. So if you're an investigator, don't you think it's possible that he broke that latch and then entered in the apartment and committed a murder? And I guess they cleaned up the crime scene very quickly before investigators had a chance to even look at it as a homicide, because they definitely didn't do that from the beginning. They cleaned everything up and sanitized it. Okay, now this guy right here is the pathologist. Now he examined the body, and the first thing he put on the paperwork was murder, homicide by unknown party, by unknown person. A few hours later, he has a meeting with investigators and he changes it from homicide to self-inflicted. So as obvious as it is to us, it was even more so to him. So why did he change his story? So yeah, this case needs a lot of attention. This is a real travesty. All right, guys, this will be our 10-minute warning. And you can see that knife was taken from a set here. Looks like it was knocked over. Might even be some blood here on the melon. Right there. And it looks like there's a recently cut orange. You guys see that? Yeah, I'm thinking this guy might have panicked. Tried to make it look like some kind of weird attack. Return says, I'm CPR certified. No way he attempted CPR. You get short of breath after repetitive motions. Yeah, he was almost disgusted by touching her. Like he was still angry with her almost. Like he didn't want to even touch her. Yeah, this is a very strange case. All right, guys, we will be shutting off the phones. So if you weren't able to call this time, no big deal. We'll do this again next Friday or next Saturday. And The line is on Do Not Disturb. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's live stream. If you're part of that replay crew, you know what to do. Leave a comment. Hiawatha says, so did the medical examiner really rule that a suicide? Not originally.
County are taking over the investigation into the controversial death of Ellen Greenberg. She's the Philadelphia schoolteacher who was found dead of multiple stab wounds 11 years ago. Authorities said it was suicide, but her family continues to believe otherwise. Action News' Annie McCormick has the latest.
The Chester County District Attorney's Office now has the case and will begin investigating it. Ellen Greenberg's family has been trying to change the suicide ruling for over a decade.
I'm ecstatic. I think for the very first time,
Makes
we
no
may
sense, Cindy.
get an objective assessment of the case with somebody who will honestly look at it.
Attorney Joe Pedraza represents the family of Ellen Greenberg, the 27-year-old woman found stabbed 20
Hey,
times
thanks,
in her
Richard.
locked Manayunk apartment in 2011. She was discovered by her fiance. The medical
out to
examiner
Richard,
initially
another
ruled her
sponsor.
death a homicide, then changed it to suicide after information provided by police. Ellen's parents have fought
What
to have it
information?
changed to homicide or undetermined.
Okay, they said it was changed from homicide to undetermined after receiving information from police. What information?
And have filed 2 lawsuits against the city. Pedraza says new evidence, including information from a deposition with a pathologist in the medical examiner's office, should be enough to change it.
This has taken 11 and a half years. We want justice for our daughter, and maybe this will bring justice for others too.
When the Greenbergs wanted the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office to re-review the case in 2019, District Attorney Larry Krasner sent it to the Attorney
It's
General's
almost
office
too
because he
obvious,
previously
CJ.
represented the Greenbergs.
They really need some
The
real
Attorney
help.
General's office agreed with the suicide determination, but in July, the AG's
How?
office kicked the case back to Philadelphia, saying the AG's office doesn't have an actual conflict, but there have been allegations of an appearance of one. The Philadelphia DA then referred the case to Chester County.
Oh, they must be talking about the family and the relation and potential cover-up.
Who released this statement today saying, quote, our office has accepted this referral from the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office. We have assigned an investigator and prosecutor to review it.
And I think the only argument they had was that she was on some kind of medication, but there really isn't a whole lot of information about that. And I still don't know how that would cause her to do the things that she did to herself. Just doesn't make any sense. All righty, guys. I want to thank everybody who was able to catch the live stream. Thank you so much. Everybody who was able to donate to the channel, Cindy, Angelina, and Richard, who hit me on the Cash App. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to do a follow-up on this, guys. I think we'll do that in members only. That'll be the Sleuth's Choice, and then we'll do 2 members' choice topics. But if you have any information, let's go down this rabbit hole on what's going on with the fiance. And his connections. I mean, how is something like this even possible? The word I'm looking for is flabbergasted. So we're going to figure out what kind of connections he has. Is this a cover-up? Or are we just ignorant and the professionals know what they're talking about? Is it just the brutality of it all? trying to understand how one person could actually accomplish, even physically accomplish, the type of wounds that she had just doesn't seem likely. But you guys take care. If you haven't, go watch my latest Delphi video. We're going to go live tomorrow morning. Have a quick convo on the Delphi case. Yeah, they need some real help. They need some new ideas and somebody with some power. Thank you, Beach Fairy. Hit the like button. Anybody out there catching the replay, please subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a member. We stay active. And if you want to donate to my channel, best way to do that would probably be Cash App, becoming a member, hitting the like button, super chats, things like that. But don't feel pressured to do any of that. Just having you hang out and subscribing to my channel is all I need. And don't be a scrub. Hit the like button. Yeah, but how is it possible, Beach Fairy? It's obviously a cover-up. There's no way that she can, she did that to herself. It just doesn't seem possible. Okay. If she didn't do it, we can only assume that her fiance did. And if he did do that to her, how the hell is he able to get away with something like that? I just don't understand how that's possible. But we're going to find out. We're going to go down that rabbit hole. If you guys have any information pertaining to that, let me know. We're going to dig into that. Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Thanks for supporting my channel. I always appreciate seeing you, and thanks for participating in the chat as well. Thank you. All righty, guys. That's going to be it for me tonight. It's time for me to get some food in my belly. Shout out to everybody who made it to the live stream, donated, became a member. You guys all rock. And I'll see you in the morning. Don't miss it. We're going to go live. We'll talk about the Delphi case. See you then. Peace.